And I'm gonna pull out my phone because I just finished writing this last night. Don't judge me, please. Ride or die. Lately, I'm at a loss for words. Feeling lonely, vulnerable, and misguided. I'm kind of lost and it hurts. Desperately missing my family's love and guidance. And to make it all worse, my relationship of 3 years with the only one I could confide in just took a dive face first. I feel like I'm sinking. Like I'm chained to iron weights, descending deep into a lake. It sounds like something off a Bates Motel. Funny. She loves that show. I just keep thinking. I think I'm great at it. Or maybe thinking is the cancer. Since every time I think, I'm supposed to find the answers, but all I ever find is more questions, leaving me to question if I'm thinking enough. It's like my brain has these sessions where it breaks my thoughts into sections, and there's these huge intersections where they collide. And after picking up the contents and making sense of all the nonsense, it's like the voice in my conscience says, decide. But how does one simply decide between two opposite options? When staying in this relationship feels like packing up all our problems inside of these empty boxes and labeling them as toxins just to store them in our subconscious. I mean, it's kind of getting obnoxious to have to constantly be cautious because I know she watches what I do and say. But on the other hand, she could see me in the worst mood ever and somehow still lighten up my day. And I treated her like the main course meal. Forget all the other sides. We rode on our own waves. Forget all the other tides. Being with her, it was like going to church every day in a good way. But we both paid heavy tithes. You know, in all honesty, sometimes I might have thought of other girls, but in her hands was where my heart used to reside. Besides, everybody wants that ride or die shit, right? That 24/7, 365 shit, right? That if I was in trouble, she would fight a guy shit, right? That just tell me the truth, you ain't gotta lie shit, right? Right. But what happens when you don't? What happens when the ride or die or flying high shit turns to mirrors and smoke? What happens when the same person who rescued you from an ocean of apathy just some years ago throws you right back off the deep end as if they love to hear you choke? I mean, come on, y'all. We all know this love shit, it ain't no joke. It's like I became a millionaire overnight and the next day I went broke. It's like watching reality shows every day is an episode. It's like a thunderstorm when it rains impose. It's like sub-zero cold when she gives you that frozen shoulder. And if she breaks your heart, you just got crushed by a boulder. But those other times, it's like the streets she walks on are paved with gold. And you'll constantly picture yourself thinking of the days you'll grow old. But things don't always go your way. Superman can't always save the day, and sometimes you realize that those streets that she walked on are just plated gold. I think we're in love with the idea of love. That's why we always cling to our first. They say the first open wound is always bound to hurt the worst. Between the fact that I still got love for you, but I gotta let you go, I really can't tell what's worse. But for now, baby girl, I gotta let this love ride in a hearse. Thank you.
Yeah.
Speakeasy poetry, it's a movement, it's a family. We out here, Avondale Public Library is where it goes down, sucker.
Oh, you got me.